Sup, my name is Ryu for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Welcome to the top 10 budget deck countdown of the top 10 budget decks for this format. Now, just so we're clear, this is an ever-changing format, so our budget decks may change depending on price. So if you don't see it, make sure to look at upload date first, and then we can go from there. Just saying. Now, these are my top 10 choices in my order, so make sure to share yours in a constructive mannerism that isn't just spam fuckery. Just saying. Also, let me just say two things and we'll go straight into the video. Number one, we do live streams now. I'm trying to get people over there more. I know not everyone is available when I stream, but we stream usually around 1 o'clock to around almost 5 in Eastern time, and then we come back and then we do it like another hour or two, sometimes 4. And we just make it happen as many days as we can because you guys asked for it. I want to show you I'm dedicated towards it. And then we're trying to get Twitch partnership. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to try. We're going to try. I think it's possible, but we need 500 of you to follow us, or just 100, and enough people to watch. So anyway, let's talk about the top 10 budget decks. And sorry this didn't come out sooner. Was working on stuff for the other channels and planning things out for the coming months and holidays and whatnot for you guys. Surprises. So, just one fair warning about the live stream, and then we'll go straight into this. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And video games are always on that strum. We do switch off. Basically, you're going to get a mixture on one stream, not just one kind of content on the stream. Just fair warning, but it will always be in the update video that says live streaming now. It will always be in the title what we'll be streaming. So anyway, let's go straight into this. Number 10, we're going to lead off with Clown Blade, and it's probably on your screen for quite a little bit, and you're probably like, oh, well, got spoiled with number 10. So Clown Blade is number 10 because of its variants. You're not just forced to use Clown Blade itself, you're not just forced to use the clowns, you have plenty of ways to build it. You can use your own deck, put it in, as long as your deck can utilize these cards. And honestly, most decks really can use clowns, or Clown Blade engine if you want to actually utilize their deck to a further level. And it is a great deck to use for a budget deck. It is pretty strong, but the only downside to this one is that you're going to need some rank 4s that are good. But with the upcoming Utopia in March, the Utopia to Lightning, and upcoming Cyber Dragon Infinity, your price range may vary, but you have options there to play Utopia or to play Plotomus and go from there. So regardless of your budget case, whether you have more money to spend or less money to spend, Clown Blade can be a good fit for you. My number 9 choice is Geargia. This is a deck that has recently gotten its cards back from the ban list in the form of a trap card. Now the trap card is extremely useful, and you can play the Karakuri variant if you want a little more synchro engined. So you're not just stuck on stun locking your opponent and slow playing, or you can just go into Karakuri version, make giant robots, and win game for giant push. Now the only thing is there's multiple ways of building Geargia, and there's multiple styles. So you're not just stuck to one kind of thing. If you want to switch it up, you can switch it up. And the deck's not expensive anymore because, well, Cosmos, Magispectors. Those are your two big ones right now. So Clown Blade and Geargia, both great choices for upcoming budget players or people who just want a side deck. Like a deck on the side that doesn't cost that much, Geargia is a great option. My number 8 choice is, I want to say, a staple to here, but let me just quickly say Volcanics are also an option, but due to Magispectors, that's the only reason they're not on this list. Let me just say that much. Yosenju are my number 8 pick. You can combine them just like something else on this list with Kaiju. You can combine them with Fire Fist. You could just play them regular, or you can build some other hybrid I haven't even mentioned. These guys work on normal summoning. Lose One Turn has recently dropped in price from all the way from like $30 a piece all the way down to 10, meaning it's in the budget zone. And in the budget zone is friendly as hell. You don't need Lightning Chidori. You can work without it. The deck doesn't even really ever need to special out of the extra deck. You can work around it. You can play the Lose One Turn build, and you can just slowpoke your opponent for wins. The only thing I would recommend is Gaga Cowboy and probably the Harpies Synchro, because the Harpy Synchro is dirt cheap, and so is Gaga Cowboy, but both are great options for the deck. So Yosenju is definitely one that has search power, draw power, not really too much draw power, but it has some if you run it with Upstart Gums. You have the ability to lock out your opponent, and that's crucial to this match. But if you're not interested in your Senju, Gyugi, or Clown Blade, most of them being rank 4, or one being a level 7 Robot Machine spam deck that can get Cyber Dragoned really easily, then Synchron's may be the option for you. This is a fun deck that you could play. Yes, Reinforcements of the Army did take a hit, but it doesn't hurt the deck completely, as the deck has 3 tunings with Rhoda, so it's okay. The deck still survives, the deck still can do massive amount of things, and there's plenty of ways to build it. You're not stuck on one kind of build. This is basically what I call the how to make your own lunch special. In Japan, we have this thing called Bento Box, which you can choose what you want in it, and this is pretty much what Synchrons are. They're the Bento Box of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the way I've always looked at them, and I just wanted to share that with everyone. So Synchrons, you're not forced to play one version that someone posted on YouTube, or one version that they post on Pojo, or one version you saw with your friend. You can build a deck any which way you want to, and you can pretty much access any synchro in the game with this deck. Now, you're not forced to play Trishula, you're not forced to even play Quasar. You could just play Synchrons with their own dedicated support, however you want to. And that's the fun part about Synchrons. You can get far with just what they come with as well. You could do just 3 decks together, $30, you're good to go. And if you sell the effect failures, you're not going to run them or whatever, or, I don't know, you have leftover Synchrons or whatever, you want to spend $10 more, $40, you got a deck to go. We're talking about sleeves and everything. You're good to go. It's amazing how cheap Synchrons are, and I always recommend them to players coming back to the game or just wanting to play something cheap. Another option, these guys are getting more support in February. I can't guarantee that these guys will stay budget, but I'm pretty sure they will, because obviously this stuff won't be hard to get. Raid Raptors. Plenty of ways to build them, super fast, top contender for the future of formats. Basically, it's kind of the deck that you'll see at regionals. So if you're looking for something a little more competitive edge, right now they don't have everything. That's the only downside to this deck. But you could pretty much pick up the entire deck for $20. If you shop online or whatnot, you can pick it up for $20. You can look for Black Friday sales, probably pick up even cheaper. The cards are scattered throughout various sets, so you're going to have to do some digging. And their best stuff has yet to come. So for right now, you gotta get a little bit creative when it comes to builds. But otherwise than that, you're good to go. It's a really fun deck that is pretty damn powerful. But what if you don't want to play any of those that I already said? What if you just want to troll the shit out of your opponent with a deck that's going to steal their shit? Well, I have something for you that you may be interested in. Greydell, or a deck that works like this. 9 Snatch Steals, steal everything you have, or I could play Kaiju, tribute your monsters, give you a monster, summon a Greydell, ram the Greydell, steal my monster that I just tribute for your monster and take it back, or play Owner Steal. Depending on your budget, depending on how you want to choose to build a deck, you could play Pure, you could play Hybrid, you could just steal your opponent's shit and troll the fuck out of them. Snatch Steal's not legal anymore. Greydell would like a word with you. They're pretty much Snatch Steal on crack. And the deck is extremely cheap. They have like 1 super rare. I believe it's 1 super rare. And he goes for like $2 on eBay. So if you shop for Greydell are not going to be expensive to build. There's plenty of ways to build it. You're not stuck on one build. Everything on here, you're not stuck on one build. That's the beauty of this list. You're not stuck on one build. You have multiple options how to approach these decks. My number 4 pick, because we're getting close to the end here, is going to be Heroes. It's not going to be number 1 this time. I have my reasons. It's going to be Heroes. They don't have such a good matchup against Magispectors or Cosmos. Last format, they had a much better matchup against the meta decks. Right now, not so much. So Heroes are still great. Obviously, you're going to put them here. They're another great option for you to choose from. I always talk highly of them. I always love them. There's plenty of ways to build it. Whether that be the Fusion build, whether that be the Mask Hero build, or whether that may be the Spam City build. My number 3 choice is Burning Abyss, former meta deck. It's a little bit pricier than everything on here, but it is budgeted to an extent, depending on what your budget is. So this is pretty much the most expensive one on the entire list. I guess Geargiz would be second, and my number 1 may be that other spot, but we'll see. But Burning Abyss are definitely an option for you to run. Dante has never been lower. I think it's like $15 to $10 now. He's dirt cheap. All the Burning Abyss stuff is like $1 or $2 a piece. So if you have a little bit extra cash and nothing else appealed to you on this list, this is another option for you, is Burning Abyss. If you got a little more money to burn, you got a little bit more money to burn, you're good to go, because you're still going to need some good rank 3s. Besides, the Dante's Alucard fits pretty damn well. Alucard can kind of run you around $10 or so depending where you look for them, because I haven't seen them for around that much. My number 2 spot is pretty much Budget City at its best, is Black Wings. Plenty of ways to build it. Former World Championship level deck. It won Worlds. Everything is pretty much off the ban list for this deck outside of, I want to say, Brionac, but that's, you could do fine without Brionac, this Vulcan the Divine. No one plays Vulcan the Divine! Of course not. There's fun combos to use. All their stuff is cheap. Even their new Saint Crow is like $1. So it's not even going to run you expensively. It's pretty damn cheap. Super duper good deck. Always talk highly of it. Take it to locals. Have tons of fun with it. You can even whip my ass on stream. I have to find a clip on Twitch. I want to post it here. I was playing the new Blue Eye stuff, and a subscriber was using my own version of Black Wings and whooped my ass with my own deck. Now that could be attested to DevPro's RNG, but he did whoop my ass. The deck is super duper aggressive, super fast, and super damn cheap. So definitely give it a look. For my number 1 spot, and I know I'm going to make Jonathan super duper happy, a friend of mine. We're going to make him super duper happy. My number 1 spot, because this is looking at everything that's out there right now, is Yang Zing. Cosmos are the best deck. Yang Zing are the best counter. You want to know why? Yang Zing get destroyed. They don't give a fuck how they're destroyed. Bring out another one. Bring out another one. Bring out another one. Deck is super cheap, but it's not as cheap as, say, something like Grey Dells or Black Wings. A little bit more pricier, but it's still under the price of Burning Abyss. So it is another option, but it's a little more pricier than everything else on the list, besides just Burning Abyss and whatnot. But the deck is incredible. If you're not careful against this deck, they will punish shit out of you. They start off slow, but because something like Cosmos is a thing, they get a little bit faster because Cosmos just want to swing. Start, bring on next one, bring on next one, bring on next one, bring on next one, bring on next one. So they can do massive things. Yang Zing are not to be fucked with. They're pretty much the best budget deck to build right now, because it is a perfect time to use them. You know someone using Cosmos and you're constantly losing to them, or they're constantly just being a dick to you, because I know there's people that do that shit. Then you bust out Yang Zings, you slap it face down, you don't let them know what you're playing, they swing into it like dum-dum, and then you get your Yang Zing set up and you say, how you doing? And then you just wreck the shit out of them. You wreck the shit out of them. I love Yang Zings, I really do, they're great. Let me know your top 10. Obviously I left Volcanics off because of Magispectors. If there's anything else I left off, put it in the comment section so other people who are looking at this to try to, maybe they're trying to find out a budget deck they want to build. Let's help them out. Let's make a, giant basic thing in the comment section. Thank you guys again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this list. I'm pretty sure you probably did. If you did, make sure to subscribe for more if you haven't already. Help us get to 6,000